Hello, my name is Rob Jacobs, one of the co-founders of UnSit, the company that's getting America up, out of their chairs and moving again. Very excited today to be presenting to you our first products, the WALK-1 treadmill and the WALK-1 treadmill desk. I've been tinkering around with treadmill desks for a couple of years now. I started for personal reasons. Started feeling a tight back and feeling lethargic and getting out of shape from sitting in a chair all day long. And I'm one who's been in the health and fitness business all of my life, selling exercise equipment, repairing fitness equipment in health clubs and fitness centers all around the country. And found it inconsistent with my personal values to be out of shape, and finding late afternoon starting to get that lethargic, sleepy feeling sitting at a desk all day, and seeing that more and more people were using stand-up desks and starting to hear about treadmill desks. I started with a stand-up desk myself, and that was a big improvement. But after about 10 or 15 minutes, I found my legs were aching and I wanted to sit back down again. And then I realized that you can't stand all day without getting achy legs and a tight back. Your body's not meant to stand for long periods of time. Counterintuitively, walking all day long is actually something that you can do without any aches and pains or without getting tired at a very slow, casual pace. So adding a treadmill under a stand-up desk was the next evolution that other people were already doing, and I started trying to fashion my own and found that using a regular fitness treadmill really didn't solve the problem, because a fitness treadmill out of a gym is too narrow. You can't use the full width of your desk. It's too long. It takes up a lot of room in your office. They're engineered to go fast, so it's noisy and it's not smooth at slow speeds. So we started redesigning and re-engineering a treadmill, and the WALK-1 treadmill and the WALK-1 treadmill desk is the first, and it's got a patent pending design on the overall design that's optimized to work in an office environment. So I'll walk you through some of the things that we did that make the WALK-1 treadmill so unique. The first thing we did is we made it 50% wider than a traditional fitness treadmill out of a gym. Shorter, so it doesn't take up extra space in your office. And because it's shorter, it won't stick out into aisleways where coworkers may trip over it. And the reason we made it so wide is your desk is wide and you have things all across the width of your desk. You might have your computer on one side, your phone in the middle, and your paperwork on the other side. And if you're stuck on a treadmill, you're like on a tightrope, and now I can't get to the things that are on the other end of my desk. With our WALK-1 treadmill, you can now use the entire width of your desk and use materials all across your desk. You also aren't stuck in having to stay in the one line when you're walking. When you're creating or thinking of new ideas or talking on the phone, you don't want to be worried about, are you going to misstep and hit the side of the treadmill? With this much width, you can now meander left and right and have creative walking, talking, thinking experiences. So that's the width of the treadmill. Then we realized that you didn't need to have a treadmill that's running 2 or 3 feet behind you, because you're walking so slowly, your stride length is very short. So we cut the treadmill much shorter than the traditional fitness treadmill out of a gym. And now you're taking up about the same amount of space as if you just had a regular office chair under your desk. You don't have this large extended treadmill platform using up space, precious office space behind your desk. So wider, much shorter, and then slower. And why would you want a treadmill to go so slow? Well, you're in an office environment, you're not going to be running. You don't want to be huffing and puffing. You don't want to be out of breath. You're not trying to get your heart rate up. You don't want to be breaking a sweat. This is just a slow, meandering walk just so you don't have to stay, so you can get out of your chair and be comfortable throughout the day. So the maximum speed our treadmill goes is 2 miles an hour. And we found that our customers who are using these products are really only walking about 1 mile an hour. So 2 miles an hour is plenty of speed at the top end. And by engineering it to go this slow, we were able to make the treadmill extremely quiet and smooth. A fitness treadmill in a gym is engineered to go 8 or 10 miles an hour, so the motor has to be able to go that fast and be efficient at those top speeds. Our motor is 100% efficient at 2 miles an hour, which means it's extremely quiet at 1 and 2 miles an hour, and it's extremely smooth. You don't get that hesitating changing of speed that a lot of fitness treadmills will get when they're running at slow speeds. The motor is very efficient, runs very cool, very quiet, and you experience that as the user at these slow speeds. Then safety was our #1 concern in engineering this. When you're in an office environment, you're often stepping away from the treadmill to go to the water station, to go to the printer, to go to the bathroom, to talk with a coworker. And you don't want to be constantly having to remember to turn the treadmill off. You just step away and our treadmill immediately comes to a stop. So you cannot inadvertently leave the belt running where a coworker could inadvertently step up onto a moving belt and trip and fall and have an accident. This was a very important feature. We have the only treadmill desk in the market that integrates this. We actually know when there's somebody standing on the platform of the treadmill, and the treadmill can only move when there's somebody on it. As soon as you step away, the treadmill comes to a stop. We added another redundant safety system, which is required for safety certifications. You'll see in fitness centers and gym, we have this safety pole tether that clips up onto your belt or onto your clothing. So should you take a stumble or a fall, the lanyard or rope pulls out from the safety switch, securely stops the treadmill from moving. So 2 redundant safety systems. Then we came up with a very cool, simple, handsome controller that goes in your desk. We didn't want something that looks like it belongs in a gym or fitness center with lots of flashing lights, whistles, bells, numbers that distract you. We found that from people who were using our beta units in the field that they weren't looking at all of that. When you're at your desk working, you're looking at what's on your computer screen, what you're reading, you're talking on the phone. You just want the treadmill to be there and go at a comfortable speed. So we have a very simple, easy to use controller with just a tactile turn knob and touch and pause resume button. There's no numbers on there, so you don't have to compete with how fast you're going. You just set it at a speed that's comfortable for you. You find the speed that works for the activity that you're doing at your desk. When you step away, the treadmill stops. You step back on, you simply tap the controller to resume at the speed you left off at. We did add some LED lights to indicate and give you a reference of where you're setting the speed, and they change colors as the belt is accelerating or decelerating. We also added on the controller a USB charging port. Most everybody carries a smartphone or a tablet or some sort of a USB device that requires power or recharging, and now you can recharge your devices right here out of the USB charging port on the side of our controller. The controller also emits a Bluetooth signal. So for people who do want to know how fast they're going, how many steps they've taken, how far they've gone, all that data is available through our app, which is available at the Google Play or at the App Store. If you have an iOS phone, it's a free download. You install it on your smartphone or on your tablet, and it picks up the Bluetooth signal from the treadmill, and it will display how fast you're going. It'll just tell you how many steps you've taken, how many miles you've walked, how far you've walked. It'll tell you how many calories you burned. It'll tell you how long you've been walking, and then it does something unique that nobody else does. It tells you how long you've been standing, because people who use treadmill desks know that you're standing a good third to half the time throughout the day, and standing's still good. We want to motivate people to stand and to get up out of their chairs along with walking. So we have standing time and walking time, and then we add those two together, and we came up with a new metric we call total unsit time, TUT for short, TUT. Total unsit time is the sum of your walking time and your standing time. And then for people who are using Fitbits or Garmin's or Apple's Health app or other fitness tracking devices, that data is now all available and can be synced over and imported into your Fitbit activity or your Apple Health app if you're using the Apple Health app, or in the future other data fitness tracking devices. And that's very important, because Fitbit, a lot of Fitbits, the tracking device is on the wrist. If your hands are not moving and you're typing at your computer screen, or your hands are stationary on your desk, it won't pick up and count those steps you've taken, even though you are in fact taking steps on the treadmill. So our treadmill counts those steps, and then through the app integrates it into your Fitbit or your Apple Health app. And so you pick up those steps and that standing time and walking time. So there's a plethora of information, and a lot of it's posted on our website, documenting the positive health effects of getting up out of your chair and walking and moving. And those benefits are improved metabolic rate, decrease the incidence of low back and musculoskeletal problems. People feel better, and as a result, they're more productive, they're happier, they're more gratified, they're more creative, they're getting more work done. They enjoy being in an office work environment more. That's why we call the company UnSit. By getting people up out of their chairs and moving again, we're having a huge positive impact on people's lives in a variety of ways. So that's our WALK-1 treadmill. Now, the WALK-1 treadmill is sold separately for people who already own a stand-up adjustable height desk. But if you don't already own your own stand-up or adjustable height desk, we have our own. The UnSit has sourced a commercial-grade, high-quality adjustable height desk. It's certified by BIFMA, which is the safety certification for the Business Institute Furniture Manufacturers Association, and our desk carries that BIFMA certification. It carries 530 pounds up and down. It goes from a low sitting height all the way up to a full standing height, high enough to be used with our treadmill for the average height person. And it features an electronic controller which has 4 preset programmed heights. So if you're sharing the desk with other people in your office or in a home environment, other people in your family, you can pre-program 4 different heights so people can walk right up, touch a button, and the desk will come up to the correct height. It's an extremely durable desk with an infinite adjustable width, so it can fit snugly right around the treadmill. and again, adjust varied height. That has very nice commercial grade levelers on the floor to accommodate any unevenness in your floor. So a wider treadmill for being able to use the whole width of the desk, shorter so it doesn't take up extra space in your office, smooth and quiet at slow speeds, auto stop, so for safety. Simple, handsome controller that pairs with the smartphone app. That is the WALK-1 treadmill and the WALK-1 treadmill desk in a nutshell.